Hi, everyone. A very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Uh, I'm Rasha Khan. I'm your host for today's webinar, and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you tuning in from? You can drop here on the chat. Apologies, there was a little tech issue. Uh, so yeah, just to start again, I'm Rasha Khan. I am your host for today's web. I'm thrilled to be your host today. I'm just dropping in my introduction on the chat here. And would love to know how are you folks doing by dropping your name and where are you tuning in from your location on the chat here. As it's a global webinar, it's always good to network right these events before we start the session, the program review of the Simplylearn's Cloud Architect program here. Is it audible? Is my voice audible? Is my voice clear to you folks? Just let me know by yes or no. Is my voice audible? Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. I feel like a few people are saying not clear. Is it geo related that in some geos it's not clear, or is it just me? Okay, awesome. Please keep the introductions coming in. Thank you so much. Aman, do let me know. I see Aman saying that it is not clear. Aman, maybe just check once from your end also. Let me know if it's clear or not. Awesome. Where are you joining us from, Aman? Do let us know as well. And how are you folks doing? How is it going? Okay. Let me do one thing. I think there is some technical issue. Let me just check once. Meanwhile, please keep the introductions coming in. And thank you for joining in early. I think I think it should be better now. Please do let me know. Is the voice better now? Awesome. I see a lot of folks who have joined us giving introductions on the chat here on Zoom. And I see View has joined us from South Africa. I see someone, I'm not able to make out your name from email ID. Please let me know your name. It's from Lagos, Nigeria. I see Chijoke has joined us from Nigeria. I see again like someone who has not mentioned. Please do mention your name, folks. It's sometimes it's pretty hard to make out your name from your email IDs. Would love to know your name. And please do introduce yourself with your full name and where are you tuning in from in case you miss out. And I see someone has joined us from Sri Lanka and a lot of yeses there for the voice. I see Mohammed Salim has joined us from Bangalore. Thank you so much. You don't have to share your email ID here. And I see Benita has joined us from Namibia. I see again, like not able to make out the name from South Africa. I see one more person from South Africa here. I see Harita from India. I see Shivain from India, Gujarat. Anil here has joined us from Dubai. I see someone from Colombia, Mozambique, India again. Sudeepa from Tampa. I see Shri has joined us from Tamil Nadu, India. Some keep the introductions coming in. I see someone has joined us from Philippines. I see Greensboro has joined us from NC United States. Lucky has joined us from South Africa. Amit from Mumbai. Awesome. Keep the introductions coming in, folks. We are just starting the session. So in case you have just joined right now, I'm just putting down again. We're just doing a quick round of introductions here. So you can put down your name and where are you joining us from, because I see a lot of new folks have joined in. So we're just starting the session. You're right on time. You have not missed anything. We're just doing a little bit of networking on the chat here. So you can just let us know your name and where are you coming from. And we also are live on our YouTube channel. So I see a lot of folks are viewing us live on our YouTube channel as well. And please, folks, there as well, please do let us know introductions like your name and where are you tuning in from. Would love to know your name on the YouTube live chat box and where are you tuning in from as well. I see few hellos and hi's coming on the chat. I see Sanju has joined us from Karnataka, India. Good to have you folks here. I see Shraddha has joined us from NYUS. Abdiram has joined us from Somaliland, and Nadila has joined us from Vaso, India. Keep the introductions coming in. Meanwhile, you're giving your amazing introductions on the chat. Let me just quickly take you through the ground rules we have here for the session. So for the quick ground rules here, very simple, easy ground rules you need to follow. Just want to make sure you have a really good experience. So you can put down your questions in the Q&A box here. So Q&A box is just beside the chat box. If you're joined from mobile, laptop, or desktop, chat box is where we can see amazing introductions from your folks there coming in. And chat box, as you can see, is pretty high in volume. So we actually might miss your questions there. And we wouldn't want to, and we would love to address all of your queries here. And please keep your queries related to the cloud architect, career or the program which we'll be talking about, as this is a free program review session for the Cloud Architects Masters program by Simplylearn here. And I'll be reminding about the ground rules throughout the session of the chat as well, and also nudging you about it as well. In case you have joined in late, please don't worry about it. And also, the session is being recorded. In case you want to go through the recording of the session once again, in case you missed anything, you can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording link to view. And now about the webinar certificate, you also will be getting a webinar certificate for attending this webinar. In this webinar certificate, we will need your full name there, which you would want to see on the webinar certificate. That data is really important for us. So for that, I will request you for proof of attendance. You will have to stay till the end of the session. This session webinar is of 60 minutes of duration, and you can enter your full name in the post-webinar survey. So basically, when the session ends in 60 minutes, you will get a post-webinar survey by Zoom for folks who have joined us live on Zoom. And it will ask you for two simple, easy, surveys here. First one is your full name, which you would want to see on the webinar certificate. And the second one is how we can make our webinars better. If any feedback you have, or if you liked something as well, please don't forget to mention that there. We would love to know, hear a little bit more from you. And these are the few quick ground rules you need to follow for the session here. And I see amazing introductions coming in on chat. Please keep them coming. We are just getting started, folks. I see a lot of new folks have joined us. Also, this program is powered by Simplylearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We are very proud that we have been transforming lives by empowering people via digital skills for almost over a decade now. And we have advanced to 5 lakh plus careers in 150 plus countries. We have 800 plus qualified trainers. We have categories of courses ranging from AI, machine learning, data science, business analytics, cybersecurity, cloud computing, cloud architect, the program which we'll be covering today, and DevOps, and many more such amazing categories to cover from. Let's quickly talk about the agenda of today's session. So let me just quickly talk about the agenda here. I see introductions on the chat blowing up. Once again, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in. We are just getting started. Please don't worry, you have not missed anything. So we are just quickly going through the agenda of today's session. So today's session is the free program preview for the Cloud Architects Master's Program by Simplylearn. And we'll be talking about we'll be understanding the role of a cloud architect, what exactly a cloud architect does to basically give you a glimpse of what are the roles and responsibilities. We'll be talking about the program introduction here, a very much detailed program review of the Cloud Architects Master's Program here by Simplylearn. And what exactly do you get in this program, how this program builds your skills step by step in cloud. And also we'll be talking about projects you can work on through this program, the capstone bunch, and plenty of industry-based projects which are very important for your portfolio once you're done with the program, where you can showcase your work. We'll be talking more about the learner outcomes of this program, what basically students have said about this program, how exactly has this program helped them in basically pursuing a career towards cloud architect. And based on the interest towards enrollment into the program, we'll be quickly taking you through the enrollment steps of the program, and we'll be having a Q&A towards the end. So in case you have any questions, as I mentioned earlier, if you have just joined right now, in case you have any questions, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. Also, please keep the questions related to cloud as a topic or cloud architect, because we are covering that topic today. And also any question about the program, the Cloud Architects Masters program, which we'll be covering pretty soon. You can basically put down your questions. Feel free, any question you have. It might be a simple question. You might feel like, okay, this is a very silly question. Please don't worry about that. You can put down your questions in the Q&A box, and we will make sure that, we address as many queries as possible throughout the session whenever the speaker gets time. If not immediately, just have a little patience, and we'll answer it towards the end of the session. So thank you so much, folks. Once again, I see a lot of new folks joining in. So we're just starting the session, and we'll be starting the session with getting to know a little bit about you. Now that you've given your amazing introductions on the chat here, so once again, welcome everyone. And we'll start with a quick poll here just to know a little bit more about you. So let's start with a quick poll. With how many years of experience do you have? Now, when I talk about experience, I'm talking about work experience. So the 4 quick options you can see on the chat there. The first option here is currently studying, second one 0 to 3 years, third one 3 to 5 years, and the last one more than 5 years. So this is the single choice poll. You can select the most suitable option for you on the poll. And as I was speaking, folks are pretty quick here with their polls here. They actually have already started voting for the poll. Awesome. I see a lot of introductions on the chat here. I see Arvind has joined us from Hyderabad, Bharat from Hyderabad. I see Balaji from Singapore. I see Ashmat from Indonesia, Newton from Cape Verde. I see Manisha from India, Vaishnavi from, not able to make out the location here. Sayan from India as well. I see Dianand from Trinidad and Tobago. I see Mohan has joined us from Delhi. So welcome once again, everyone. Please do mention your name. It's sometimes really hard to make out your name from your email IDs. Also, as we are streaming live on our YouTube channel as well, so a lot of folks have joined us live there as well. And the YouTube live chat box is also quite high in volume there as well. I see Lucky has joined us from South Africa on the YouTube live chat box. Hello, Lucky. And I see Sanju from Karnataka. I see Lokesh sharing that he has 3 to 5 years of experience, selecting the third option of the YouTube live chat box. More introductions coming in. Thank you so much. Please keep the introductions coming in. It's always good to know who are the people joining, right? And now that we are doing an experience poll, we will also get to know the kind of people who have joined us from around the globe actually share different set of experiences. So it's a very diverse crowd, we have gotten here. Awesome. I think I'll just end poll because I see most of you who have responded for the poll. How many years of experience you currently have? So last 5 seconds, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you folks and I'll speak. Let's see, what have you voted for? I see that 43% of you have voted for more than 5 years of experience. That's great. We've gotten a quite experienced crowd here. And 33% of you have voted for currently study. And 70% of you have voted for 0 to 3 years of experience. And 7% of you have voted for 3 to 5 years. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think that definitely gives us an understanding of what kind of crowd has joined us and what kind of experience you have. This will definitely help us tailor his responses accordingly.
Just a moment.
Thank you so much once again. And moving on to the speaker introduction here, I would like to welcome a very good evening, Dr. Purshottam.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Rasha.
Good evening. Would love to know your introduction for the crowd here before we start the session.
Yeah, Rasha. Just a moment. Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Dr. Purshottam Assudani, and I'm basically a solutions architect, technology enthusiast, consultant and trainer, certified cloud professional, innovator and educator. I'm basically working as an assistant professor in information technology department in Sri Ramdeva College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. I specialize in cloud computing, Microsoft Azure, AWS, and operating systems. And I've done multiple certifications. Like I'm a corporate trainer. I've done AWS Certified Solutions Architect Professional, which is the top level certification in architect domain on AWS. AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate, AWS Certified Practitioner, Microsoft Azure Architect. then Oracle Certified Associate, and I'm a Microsoft Certified Trainer, AWS Certified Trainer. I've conducted multiple corporate trainings at multiple multinational companies, just to name a few, like Tieto, Capgemini, Mercedes-Benz, R&D clients, Vodafone UK, TCS, etc. There are many more for AWS Solutions Architect, Azure Solutions Architect level trainings. Also associated with Caltech University, Caltech USA for delivering their postgraduate program in cloud computing. Also associated with many IITs like IIT Guwahati and many more for delivering the cloud computing programs. Okay, yeah. So this is in short about me. And I've done my PhD in cloud computing in resource scheduling in cloud from VIT Vellore. Yeah. So thank you, Rasha, for inviting me to the event. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam, for your introduction. It's always a pleasure hosting you. And I can assure that we have an interesting program preview lined up because Dr. Purshottam is our speaker here today for the Cloud Architect Masters program. So starting with, I'm pretty sure you have a question. What exactly does a cloud architect do? So we will start with understanding the role of a cloud architect here. So maybe Dr. Purshottam, you can take us through, what exactly a cloud architect does, what is his responsibilities, what are the focus area in this particular career stream.
Okay. So understanding the role of a cloud architect. Okay. So basically, see, cloud architect is involved into design decisions. Okay. A cloud architect has to decide that what are the best possible avenues, or what are the best possible options that are available for doing a particular task, and based on that it would try to do the task. Okay, so if there are multiple ways in which a problem can be solved, okay, so which is the best way to do it, so that it actually would favor the requirement whatever your organization has got. It fits in the budget requirements plus the technical requirements of your organization. Okay, so that is what cloud architect has a role to do, and that is a big role. Let me tell you, because architects actually save a lot of money for an organization. Okay, so that is a big role. So the role of an architect is to design, implement, and manage cloud solutions, strategically aligning technology with business goals. Okay, so you as a key responsibility, the architect has to have infrastructure design, cloud infrastructure design. Then he is also involved in the application migration and deployment. Okay, so how to migrate the application from on-premises or any other cloud platforms to some other cloud platform. What are the ways to migrate? So which is the perfect way to get into the company's requirement? Then security and compliance. So while doing all these things, the security and compliance is of utmost importance. So that should be taken care of. Performance optimization, of course, should be there so that it is performing as per the requirement. Then, of course, cost management. So in the best possible manner, how it can be done so that the costs are like optimized. Okay, so the focus areas are cloud provider selection, application migration, security, and compliance. Yeah, mainly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam, for giving us an understanding of what exactly a cloud architect does. We'll be talking more about it in the program preview of the Cloud Architects Master Program. Before that, you are here because you are interested, in basically pursuing a career in cloud, becoming cloud architect. So, what exactly is stopping you when it comes to pursuing a career in cloud architect and or becoming a cloud architect here? So I'm just launching a quick poll here. This is just to understand before the program preview what exactly is a challenge you're facing when it comes to pursuing a career in cloud architect. So this is a launched poll is a multiple choice poll. So you can select multiple options here because there can be multiple challenges you're facing, right? So I'm just reading out these options for you as you are already have started voting for the poll here. So the first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. The second one here is I wouldn't get the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one here is I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the last one, is my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So I see you responding to it already. That's great. Let's give it 10 seconds more for the folks here. And also folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel here, you can let us know by dropping it on the chat here, your basically options as 1, 2, 3, 4. And also folks, I understand that if this poll does not cover your challenge here when it comes to pursuing a career in cloud architecture, so you actually can let us know in the Q&A box. What is the challenge you're facing? It can be career related. It can be a transition from coming from a different career and trying to basically upgrade yourself, move up with the cloud architect career here. And also we'll be talking about the program, the Cloud Architects Master Program. So any questions you have, the Q&A box is open. Please go and put on your questions there. We would love to address all of your queries throughout the session. So please do that. So yeah, I think a lot of you have already responded for the poll here. So last 5 seconds, folks, what's stopping you from becoming a cloud architect here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks here. Let's see what have you voted for. What are the challenges you're facing? So we can see that 62% of you have voted for I wouldn't get the practical exposure need to become job ready. Interesting. Totally agree to that. Only studying a program does not help you with getting that practical exposure, but we do have a solution for that, and we will be revealing that during the program review. 34% of you have voted for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 33% of you have voted for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And 15% of you have voted for I find it difficult to learn from tutorial videos. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely gives us an understanding on what exactly is stopping you from pursuing a career in cloud architecture. So let me just introduce you to Simplylearn's Cloud Architect Masters Program. Introducing the master's program here. So the Cloud Architects Master Program comes with industry aligned learning path. We'll be taking you through how this program builds your skills step by step through this program here, and how exactly the learning path looks like in very much detail in the upcoming slides. Talking about the work experience, which we got the highest score for, right? Basically, I need some kind of experience. Like without experience, it's pretty hard basically just to study a program. So we do have a solution for that, which we'll be talking much in detail. So we have integrated hands-on labs and projects, a capstone one. We'll be talking about all these projects, how do they exactly help in this program, and we'll be talking more about how this program not only has amazing recorded videos, but also a live virtual classroom here where you get to interact with the instructor and your fellow students as well. So it's a very interactive environment. We'll be talking more about the learning environment here, showcasing you how the program looks like when you have taken up the program. What exactly do you get access to? What is the learning environment looks like of this program? And also we saw a lot of you in the most amount have more than 5 years of experience, basically have experienced folks. So this program duration here is of 11 months, but you can complete it by giving approximately 10 to 15 hours per week. Now talking about how this program builds your cloud skills step by step. So we start with the orientation session for the Cloud Architect program. I would love Dr. Purshottam to take us through these steps here, how exactly this program builds their cloud architect skills step by step.
Yeah, sure. Yes. So basically, when you join our program, you first goes through the orientation session for a for cloud program. Okay, so that orientation session, which I will actually tell you that what you are going to learn in this particular program. Okay, and then you start with the first course, that is AWS Solutions Architect. Okay, so basically the point is that today is the era of multi-cloud. Okay, so I mean, it always makes sense to study 2 clouds at a time, because normally your organizations are not just working in one cloud platform. They'd be good in a few services from one cloud platform and few services from the another cloud platform. And when we talk about the public cloud platforms, so AWS and Azure are the first choices. Okay, so you'll be learning, that's why AWS Solutions Architect program first. Then you'll be going to Azure and will study Azure fundamentals. And then, of course, Azure 104, that is Azure Administrator Associate. Okay, and then the architect program on Azure, that is Microsoft Azure Infrastructure Solutions, AZ305. So basically architect on AWS, administrating on Azure, and then architecting on Azure. And then finally, you'll be, so see, all the different courses will have their course and projects. And apart from that, at the end, you'll be having a capstone project, which will have the services from Azure and AWS both. So you'll be going through it, and then this is kind of a live project kind of a stuff you'll get, which will involve both AWS and Azure services, and the mentor will help you out in doing this project. Okay. So once you complete that, then you fulfill the requirement for becoming a cloud architect. You'll get that certification. Okay. And apart from that, there are the electives that are there in the program. So see, whatever I've discussed till this point are the compulsory courses that you will have to complete to get the certification of cloud architect here. Other than that, if you are interested in also learning the electives, so you are always welcome. And these electives, you can always go through that are given here. That is AWS SysOps Associate, that is Administrator Certification on AWS. Okay. Then exposure to cloud applications on Google. So basically a third cloud, public cloud coming into picture, that is Google. Then AWS Developer Associate. Okay, and Azure Developer Associate and AWS Database Migration. So there you will learn about how to migrate the workloads from, let's say, on-premises to AWS or any third-party cloud, let's say Azure to AWS. Okay, and the technical essentials on AWS. Yeah, so this is what precisely would be there. So electives are not compulsory, but you can opt for one or all of them. But the compulsory courses, of course, you'll have to complete all of them to get yourself certified in this particular program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam, for taking you through these steps of the program. We'll be talking more about it in detail in the learning environment, how it looks like, how you can access these courses there as well. How does the learning path look like? So just a quick question here. I think we've gotten, so would each of the electives be seen, or can one choose only one of them? No, all of them be basically visible to you. I think we can show them maybe during the learning environment. If we can do that, that will be great.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
folks, please do put down your questions in the Q&A box. We actually might miss your questions just to help you out. I'm just pointing it out. We have already started getting a lot of questions there in the Q&A box, and we'll be taking questions from there. So great, you have amazing questions. Please do go and point out your questions in the Q&A box, because the speaker will be looking into the Q&A box only. So yeah, so now that we've talked about the steps here, the learning part of the program, let's talk about the tools, the libraries, and the platforms, Dr. Purshottam here. So we have some new additions here for this program. And I'm pretty sure there are many more that we cover in this program, but I think these are the most important ones which you can see on the screen and the slide. Maybe you can start with shedding some light on a few of these which are very important for a career in cloud architect.
Yeah. So basically, see, there are a lot of tools that you are going to learn. Okay. And more importantly, the core services are something that are going to help you in any of the certifications that you'll go with the cloud platforms like AWS and Azure. And of course, that would help you in your real-time working also a lot. Like if I would say, load balancers in AWS, you study Lambda function, which are the computes, which comes under compute service. Then storage service, you have it in AWS, like simple storage service, which is for object storage, storing object-based data. If you want to store block-based data, then you have EBS volumes, elastic block storage. If you want to share shared file storage, you can go with EFS volumes, correct? So yeah, that are there. Okay. And other than that, you have Elastic Beanstalk, which can help you to host your web applications in AWS in a PaaS-based manner, platform as a service mode. Then you can make use of container service to host your microservices-based application. Plus, you can make use of the database service in AWS Azure with the SQL component. Okay, so there are, like in AWS, you have with the name RDS service, relational database service, in Azure with the name MySQL. Okay, so many services, and basically the core services like the database, compute, networking, storage. So they actually play a lot of importance when you will study these cloud platforms. Yeah.
Thank you so much for shedding some light on these tools platforms, which we'll be covering this program. Moving on to the next slide here. I think we have gotten the highest number of votes when it comes to, the challenges, they face when it comes to pursuing a career in cloud architect, and that was basically not having that kind of job experience, or not able to being showcase that work experience when they are basically trying to get out there and trying to land a job in cloud architect. So I'm pretty sure taking up a program is a really good thing, to learn skills and these tools and libraries and platforms to develop your skill. But after you're done with the program, you actually start implementing your skills through these projects which we cover in this program, a capstone one and many industry-based one. We have almost 40 plus projects. We'll be talking more about that in the next slide. I'm pretty sure they have this question: how do these projects help them? When they have taken up the program and after they're done with the program, they're trying to basically go out there and showcase their work experience. So how does these projects help build their portfolio?
They help a lot actually, because see, it's like the point is that anyways, when you show in your portfolio that you have done some projects, you stand out different from others. Okay. And then if to put about that, it's like icing on the cake. I would say that you have done those projects and then you have done it in cloud platforms. Okay. And now these capstone projects are something which will which will mimic the real time scenarios. And then you are saying that you have done it in the cloud platforms and then you have done it on multiple cloud platforms. So you're using multiple cloud services, and that to the market leaders like public cloud platforms, AWS and Azure, which the organizations are using, correct? So they'll come to know that, okay, you have knowledge on cloud platform, and that to the cloud platforms, which are the market leaders, which our organization is using. So that will actually, I would say, give you a lot of weightage when it comes to getting a job in the cloud domain or switching your job into the cloud domain. Okay, because the company want their employees. In fact, I'll tell you, there are a lot of requirements that we do get for getting the company employees trained on these public cloud platforms. So if you already have that in you, if you are already trained on these cloud platforms, so why won't those companies will prefer you over the others, isn't it?
Definitely, it's definitely an added advantage here. Working through these capstone projects here, or you get to choose from several projects, out of several domains based on their preference here. So, and also we have industry-based hands-on projects which you can add to your portfolio here. You can see the project one here, implementing the Azure IaaS, and second one here, using Azure portal to implement security and PaaS service here, and many more, basically projects you can work on through this program. How are the capstone projects different from the industry-based projects, Dr. Purshottam? Because the industry-based projects are plenty in this program to basically cover with.
Yeah, so see, basically the industry-based hands-on projects are like for every course you have it. So at the end of the course, it would use the services from that particular course, and then you'd be creating a project on that. Like, let's say, for example, this first project talks about Azure IaaS. So in this, basically, you talk about connecting the two networks. So when we go through AZ 104, Azure Administrator, there we take these two projects, okay, or one of these two projects. So in that, the first project talks about connecting the two networks using virtual network peering, correct? So here, the point is that we are doing it by using just Azure services, okay? And this is a course end project for Azure itself. Correct. But when you talk about capstone projects, so this would be capstone project would be done after the completion of let's say Azure plus AWS courses. Okay. And then capstone project will mimic the real-time scenarios, and then we'll have the services from both the cloud platforms, the multiple cloud platforms. So that is how that will differ from these projects. And until and unless you don't have the knowledge of both the cloud platforms, let's say AWS and Azure, you won't be able to do the capstone project. So that comes at the end of AWS and Azure courses, whereas these projects comes in after every course ends. Like the industry-based hands-on project for Azure will talk about only Azure services, and for AWS will talk about only AWS services. So that is where the difference lies.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam, for explaining the difference here of the capstone and industry-based projects here. Folks, this is a really good time. We have started covering the program preview here for the Simplylearn Cloud Architect Masters program. If you have any questions, you can let us know in the Q&A box. And we will basically address your queries, whenever we get the time. If not, we'll be addressing it towards the end. So please make sure please do go and put on your questions in the Q&A box. I see many questions coming on upcoming cohort. What is the fee structure? I'll be sharing that in the upcoming slide. Please don't worry. Meanwhile, we're covering the program here. So now talking about the eligibility and the prerequisites, I think we've gotten few questions if I'm eligible to take up this program or not. So just to clear that out. So fresh graduates who intend to take the plunge into the cloud job market are open to take up the program. You need to be a graduate to take up this program, and professionals with less than 2 years of experience are basically preferred here. So these are the two conditions here you need to basically have in order to take up the cloud architects master's program. As it is a master's program, having a graduate degree is a compulsion here. Also moving on to the learning environment of the Cloud Architects Master Program. So Dr. Purshottam will be sharing his screen and showcasing you what exactly it looks like when you basically take up the program. We'll be deep diving into the learning environment of the program, and this will basically might answer a lot of your queries which we are getting repetitive questions in the Q&A box. I see. How exactly the electives look like, what exactly are the tests, how do I basically unlock my progress there, how can I see my certificate when I run with the program, so and how you can manage your curriculum through the learning environment. So Dr. Purshottam, please feel free to share your screen and take them to the learning environment of the Cloud Architects Master Program by Simplylearn.
Sure. Right. I'll just go through it.
Sure.
Give me a moment.
Meanwhile, folks, this is a really good time. I see fantastic questions, coming in the Q&A box. Thank you so much for that. And folks who are messaging on the chat, please direct your questions to the Q&A box, because the chat box for us, is completely blowing up. And we have gotten 100+ folks here, messaging us on the chat. So please do let us know in the Q&A box, and we'll take your questions from there. Thank you so much. And folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel, I see a lot of you are streaming live. It comes to a career in cloud architect, or also basically pursuing a career in one, and also about the program, the Cloud Architect Master Program by Simplylearn. Please do let us know if you have any questions on the YouTube live chat box. I am keeping an eye on the messages you're sending on the chat box, so I'll pick up the questions and I make sure that you get your queries answered there.
Right. So shall I get ahead with this, Rasha?
Sure. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think my screen is visible, correct?
Yes, yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Right. So guys, the Cloud Architect program, as you can see in this program, you'll have access to the, first of all, let's talk about the compulsory courses, right? So you'll have access to AWS Solutions Architect Associate level program course, then Microsoft Azure Fundamentals, then AZ-104 Azure Administrator, then Designing Azure Infrastructure Solutions, AZ-305, that is the Azure Architect course, and then Cloud Architect capstone project. Okay, and then you get that master's program certificate. And now if I just go to one of these courses to let you know how the LMS looks like. Okay, so that is how for other courses also it will look like. You'll have more or less, so you'll have this self-learning section. Okay, now this self-learning section will have the self-recorded videos of some good trainer already there. Okay, plus then you have the live classes section, in which you will see the lecture recordings of the live classes that the instructor would be taking it for you, so that you can revisit those lecture recordings, recorded sessions, okay, of your live classes to understand better, or to visit the concepts that you may have missed or you want to go through again. Okay. Plus then there is an assessment section. So as we told you that there'll be course and projects, industry-based course and projects, so that you will be able to see it here. Okay, apart from that, the test papers also, you can see it here for the courses. that it has. Okay. Then the practice lab session. So this is where you will get the sandbox environment. You can launch the lab directly from here and can start doing the labs. Okay. So you will have the labs for AWS and Azure also. So the best part here is that you don't have to go and create your personal account. If you want, you can always do that. But then that's not required. So you can do all those labs in the sandbox environment that is provided to you by Simplylearn itself here. Correct? Okay. So that will help you to do the lab. So you don't need to your personal Azure or AWS account for that purpose. And then guys, as far as the certificate is concerned, so as I told you that you get the you get the master's program certificate at the end of this program. But other than that, if you want, when you'll complete every course, you can also unlock the course and certificate as well for every course. Okay, for that, you'll have to fulfill the requirement. That is, you'll have to complete 85% of the self-learning classes, and you'll have to complete one project out of two, and you'll have to complete one simulation test with 70% for this AWS program. For this AWS course, for the course that don't have the test, that there you'll just have to complete the project plus the learning portion. Okay, so once you complete that, you'll be able to unlock your certificate, guys, for every course. So likewise, similar such things you will find it in every course available here. Okay, and then finally, in the capstone project, again, in the capstone project, guys, you will see the self-learning section, the live classes with the lecture recordings and assessment part, which will have the capstone projects, in which, of course, one of them, the instructor will help you, the mentor will help you to do it. Okay, and then the certificate you can unlock it once you complete the project. Okay, so that's there. Okay, fine. So this is about the what you call it as the uh, uh, compulsory courses, the LMS environment. Okay, similar such environment is for all other compulsory courses. Okay, and then if we go to the electives, so see, you have access to all these electives: exposure to cloud applications on Google Cloud, AWS SysOps Admin Associate level, Developer Associate, then Azure Developer Associate, AWS Database Migration, AWS Technical Essentials, Linux trainings, CompTIA, Linux Plus course. Okay, so all these are there. And inside every course, if you'll go again, so you'll have the similar kind of LMS environment there as well. Correct? Okay. So like if I'll go to one of the course here, so you'll see the self-learning section there, the live classes section there. Plus you have access to materials, also reference materials, lab guides, okay, and practice labs as well. Okay, so yeah, all is there for you to grab it, isn't it? Okay, fine. So then apart from that, so see, this is what I've told you. And then, of course, when you would complete the compulsory courses, all of them, you'll be able to, you fulfill the requirement to actually unlock the Cloud Architect certificate. Okay. Yeah, Master's Program in Cloud Architect. Then so this is there. Okay, and yeah, then there is a self help section also, guys. If you have any queries, you can always have it answered through the help section here. Okay, yeah, so that's there. Right, so I hope I have answered these. I mean, I have covered the LMS stuff. Yeah, Rasha, is that
Yeah,
good?
thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam. We do have one question. Are the courses free to access? So the electives come as a part of the program. I think Dr. Purshottam has already showcased that. They are free to access and they are optional. And you can basically unlock them. And we have already shown the electives, how they look like and how, what the learning path of the electives also look like. You can unlock them one by completing those courses. So let me just share back my screen quickly. So we just covered the learning environment here of the Cloud Architect Master's Program. Yeah, and moving on to the next slide here. I think a lot of you have asked, like, what have the learners said, about the program, what are the learner outcomes? So let me quickly share that with you. So interestingly, the previous classes have consisted of learners coming from world-class organizations and diverse industries. industries like IT, software, BSI, e-commerce, and many more, and world-class organizations, only to name a few of them, which you can see on the screen, but there are plenty of them who are hiring for the cloud architect role. IBM, Microsoft, Oracle, Deloitte, Amazon, Infosys, Wells Fargo, Dell, and plenty of these companies, world-class organizations, who are hiring for the role. Also sharing the learner outcomes here, the success stories we have here. So Shri Kumar Chankat, as you can see here, says that he basically is enrolled to the program here, architect program, and says that the organization Simplylearn has provided an excellent platform with a hands-on approach through its learning platform. And this includes self-learning videos and also the live classroom, which we have just shown you, and a lots of practical assignment that are provided, and also tests you can access through I think we have already shown the learning environment. Vikram Rahul here says that the materials and content, which were provided are very relevant and in line with the certification exam. The standard of questions in the sample quizzes, which we have shown in the learning environment, is equal to that of a certification. And thanks Simplylearn for providing such a quality content and helping him, become a master in this particular course. Prabhanshu here says that Simplylearn's learning platform is the best place to learn with tutorial videos, live classes, live projects that can easily understand the subject matter, and they also have excellent customer service. Excellent customer service is available 24/7, which Dr. Purshottam has already shown you, and we have thousands of these success stories here, which you see on the screen, and many more like that. Also, I think few of you asked, like, does Simplylearn provide any career services, once you're done with the program? So yes, we do. We have a Simplylearn a job as a service program. This is only specific to India region. This is a global program, but we have in partnered with IM Jobs here for India region, where the program offers extended support to certified learners to land their dream jobs. So here you get IM Jobs Pro membership of 6 months for free, where you get visibility over a wide employer network, and also resume building assistance to create powerful resume. So you basically will be assigned a SME who basically be helping you, build that resume, and you basically can expect a draft, after a week or so. And also there'll be continuous revisions, feedback that basically can be given, and also a spotlight on IM Jobs. So once you're basically done with your resume, the IM Jobs Pro membership gives you that spotlight through Simplylearn's Job Assist program for highlighting your profile to, potential recruiters, the industries which we talked about. So we have gotten few questions here. Let me just see. Maybe Dr. Purshottam, if you have some time, you can browse these questions here as well.
Sure.
Let me just also show you. I think you folks have asked, like Dr. Purshottam was showing the certificate there. It was not completely unlocked, but this is how the certificate looks like. So at the end of it all, you'll be getting the Simplylearn's Cloud Architect Master's certificate here by Simplylearn. As you can see on the screen, the certificate of achievement for Cloud Architect, and this will basically certify to you and for successfully, graduating from this course, master's program. So this is how the certificate will look like. And just to sum it up, you will be getting 40 plus in-demand skills and 25 plus services for your portfolio, including a capstone one, which we talked about, where you can choose from several domains, which we have shown in the learning environment as well. 420 hours of in-depth blended learning, self-learning plus live classroom experience. Also job assist services through Simplylearn, which we just talked about, and this is for India only specific region. So now we would love to know that, are you interested in enrolling to the Cloud Architect Masters program by Simplylearn? I'm just launching a quick poll here, and you can share your responses yes, to share your interest towards enrollment. We'll be taking your questions in some time. Meanwhile, Dr. Purshottam, if you see a relevant question, we can answer it, because I will be giving some time for this poll before we move towards the enrollment steps of the program, quickly sharing the program fee structure, upcoming cohort, and basically the steps of enrollment as well. So maybe let's just see. We have gotten plenty of questions in the Q&A box. Let me just browse through it and see. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So this program is different. Okay. I'm just
I think
browsing
there is a
through the
little
query.
confusion. So folks, we are basically live on Zoom. There are hundreds of people who have joined us live on Zoom for this free program preview. And then we are streaming live on a YouTube channel as well. So folks who have joined us live on YouTube, you can put down your questions in the YouTube live chat box as well. There is no Q&A box there. That is only for folks who have joined us live on Zoom. Yes, Dr. Purshottam, you will saying something?
No, I was just browsing through the questions. Okay. See, just going through it. Okay. Do solutions architect typically do the same job with cloud architects? More or less, yes. Okay, so basically you can be a solutions architect in your on-premises also, wherein there's no cloud involved in the picture, and then you can be the solution architect in cloud as well. Okay, so if you have the knowledge of the cloud, if you're on the cloud side, then you become a solutions architect on the cloud side. Okay, so they would be more or less can be doing the same job, but then it depends whether the cloud is involved into the picture or not. If it is involved, then it is cloud solution architect. Okay. Yeah. So that is required nowadays because your organizations are into cloud. Okay. Okay, fine. So that I hope answers this question.
Folks, this is a really good time to put on your questions in the Q&A box because we're moving towards the Q&A part of the session. We have started addressing a few of the queries from the Q&A box. Also, last 15 seconds for the poll here. I see a lot of you have already responded for the poll, but let's give like few other folks just last 15 seconds. So would you like to enroll into the Cloud Architects Master Program by Simplylearn? You can share your responses yes for enrollment interest, and we'll be taking through the enrollment step of the program quickly. Any questions about the program or our career in cloud architect in general, please do let us know if you have any questions. If you're trying to transition from one career and move with cloud, so you can let us know a question like that as well.
Okay, then what is the feature of AWS or Azure cloud? I think it should be future. Okay, future of AWS or Azure cloud, as we have more of the AI or machine learnings are coming up nowadays, where can we see this cloud architect in next 5 years? See, of course it is going to stay. And when you talk about the machine learnings or AI coming into picture, so even the cloud platform have got multiple services to cater you on those things. Okay. So if you're talking about AI, you have generative AI services in AWS, in Azure. Okay. And yeah, so AI services, machine learning services. So that are already there incorporated, which helps you to do those things. Okay. And with those services also coming into picture, the architect role is not going to go, because for those AI-based services also, or for doing the AI-based workload also, which one is the better service? Let's say in AWS, which one you should go with, and which one should actually fulfill your job, considering your company's requirements. So that, of course, you will have to decide. Okay, like you have Code Whisperer service, okay, and other services. So the point is that architect role is there, and it is going to be there. It's going to stay. Okay, no matter what services comes in.
Thank you so much for answering that. Please do let us know if you have any follow-up questions. I see a lot of yeses coming on the YouTube live chat box as well. Folks who would like to enroll with the Cloud Architects Master program by Simplylearn, I would suggest that you can quickly go and find the link in the description of this YouTube live video. On the top, you will see the link towards enrollment. Click on that link and you will be taken to the basically enrollment page, and you will have to share a few details for that, and basically share your interest towards enrollment to the program. So please do that for folks who have joined us live on YouTube. So I think I see most of you have responded for this poll here. So I'll be ending this poll now quickly. 5 more seconds, folks. For a few of the folks who are still thinking about it, would you like to enroll into the program? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll. Thank you so much for sharing your interest. We saw a lot of you sharing your interest towards enrollment into the program. So let me just quickly take you through the enrollment steps. So these are the 3 simple, easy steps, Simplylearn's learning consultants, who will be reaching out to you, will be taking you through. So I'm just giving a quick overview so you have an idea, you're familiar with the steps of enrollment here. So the first step here is you will have to submit an application to us at ask@simplylearn.net. And the second step here is your application will be going for review based on the eligibility and the criteria, which I've already shared with you earlier. And based on that, you'll be getting Simplylearn's admission offer and Simplylearn's learning training consultant will be sharing that with you. And I think a lot of you have asked, like, what is the program fee? And when is the next immediate upcoming cohort? So that's pretty quick. So let me just quickly share it. For basically Indian candidates here, the program fee here is of 57,599, including GST taxes. And for basically folks outside of India, rest of the world, in dollars, the fee here is $2,000, including GST. And I think we have gotten few questions just to answer those questions that, if I can pay this in monthly installments, if there are any financing options available, if I can ask my tuition, for reimbursement to my employer where I'm working. So yes, all of these things are possible. So we do have EMI installments available. You can basically opt for it. The learning consultant will be taking you through that those options. You can just ask them that you would want to opt for it, and they will just provide you details. What are the options you can take up depending on the region you come from. And also in case you're a working professional, you can ask your employer for a tuition reimbursement. Also, we have that facility as well. Again, like similarly, you can just mention that to Simplylearn consultant when they reach out to you. Also, a lot of you have been asking, when is the next cohort? When can I start the session? Because you want to join immediately. So next upcoming classes start at 2nd of March. That is pretty soon here. So basically, we already shared your interest towards enrollment. So you can start this next upcoming cohort, but we do have like plenty other cohorts, but the cohorts have limited seat. So we already have this particular cohort is full. We do have few seats left here. And you can take up the next upcoming cohort as well, as per the plan you have, when do you want to start the classes. Also, 25 to 30 folks per cohort is the limit we have in order to make sure you're getting all the attention that is required when it comes to pursuing a career in cloud architect through this master's program. Moving on to the Q&A part of the session here. Let me just see. I see Gurpreet has asked a question here. What is the maximum and minimum duration of the course? So duration of the course, I've already mentioned earlier during the program preview, it's of 11 months of duration, Gurpreet. And basically that is the complete duration. And you can basically complete it by giving 10 to 15 hours per week, depending on the kind of schedule you have. We do have one more question here. I think this is from, I'm not able to make out the name. I'm just reading out Bharata. I have more than 5 years of experience, but the course prerequisite mentioned that less than 2 years is good. How come it is beneficial for me? For that, I've asked, would love to know what kind of experience do you have? That is how Dr. Purshottam will be, able to answer as well, how this program is beneficial, for you. But in general, Dr. Purshottam, meanwhile, Bharata takes time to answer basically my question. What kind of experience do you have? Which experience do you come from? All the things you have done in these 5 years. For folks who have much, longer experience, maybe 5 to, let's say 5 to 10 years of experience, how do they move up with cloud, their career with cloud? So can you answer that in general for folks?
Yeah. So see, basically, if you have more number of years of experience, so for cloud architect role in any organization, anyways, the organization prefers people with good number of years of experience to promote you to the cloud architect role. So you will hardly find an organization promoting you to the cloud architect role if you are a fresher or if you are having just 1 or 2 years of experience. So it's when you have good number of years of experience, then your possibilities of getting promoted in the architect role increases, because you'll have to take care of the design decisions. You are going to save a lot of money for your organization, correct? Okay, so your organization is not going to give you that role if you are just a fresher or maybe with 1 or 2 years of experience. That is that. So that way, this program is really going to benefit you, because if you have good number of years of experience, so cloud architect role is going to be there for you. Okay, now other than that, what about the learners who are not having good number of years of experience? So then also this program will help you. Why? Because you are going to learn on those technologies. So even if by doing this certification of the cloud architect master's program in cloud architect, your company may not promote you to the cloud architect role initially, but they can always give you cloud engineer role initially. Okay, so your skills would be whatever the skills you will get, those will get their due credit that way. Okay. Yeah. I hope that answers.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam. I'm just looking for a follow-up question here. And
Then there's one more. if I can take it up.
Sure.
I'm not into coding. Which course would be the appropriate one? So see, if you're not into coding, so I would say don't go for developer courses like developer associate or in AWS or Azure, which are the electives one anyways. Okay, so you can go with the sysops admin in AWS and Azure administrator associate in Azure. Plus, then you can opt for the architect courses on AWS and Azure. Yeah, you can go in that line.
Thank you so much for answering that. We have one follow-up question here. The name is not mentioned. So how do we improve on each steps to upgrade ourselves? It looks so tough to be on the top of each and every technology. I think you've answered something already. There is a follow-up question for that.
Yeah, so see, it looks so tough to be on the top of each and every technology. I truly agree with you. But then, see, it's not that difficult. And then, if not to be top on everything, but but you should have good knowledge of at least the market leader cloud providers like AWS and Azure, and that's why we are offering you a program which takes you through the courses on AWS and Azure both. Because if we'll talk about all the public cloud platforms, then of course it becomes really difficult to learn all of them, and it is unnecessary also. And let me tell you one thing: if you learn one of the cloud platform, it becomes easier to get into the other one. Okay, because the services, the core services and stuff, many of them are common, so it becomes easier to learn the other one. I mean, if you'll ask me from my experience also, I started initially with AWS and then switched to Azure, and then it was easy to get into Azure because you get the comparison. Okay, and when you learn a program, like when I teach my learners, so it's like I do compare the things also. Like, I mean, just for increasing their learning quotient. I mean, like, let's say, for example, for creating a virtual machine, you have VM service in Azure. Likewise, you have Elastic Compute Cloud, EC2 in AWS, to do the same thing. Okay, so that way, when they already come studying AWS, so they can compare. Okay, like this we had done in AWS to create the servers. Now in Azure, we are doing the same thing with this service. So relating and teaching and relating and understanding actually helps. Right. So it's
Agree
not
to
a
that.
big deal to actually get into at least Azure and AWS, I would suggest. Yeah.
Totally agree to that, Dr. Purushottam. Thank you so
Okay.
much for answering the follow-up question. And let me just see, we are still are getting a lot of questions. We are a little out of time. We only have a few minutes left, folks. If you have any questions, quickly go and put it down in the Q&A box. We'll try to take as many questions as possible in these few minutes. Also, I have shared the link, towards the program here, Simplylearn's Cloud Architect Masters program. You can basically check out the link on the chat box. On the folks who have joined us live on Zoom, and folks who have joined us live on YouTube live chat box, you can just click on the description of this particular live YouTube streaming, and you will find the link towards the program on the top, and you can share your interest towards enrollment there as well. Also, I'm just sharing the webinar link here as well. We have a lot of these interesting webinars planned throughout the month. You can check out and subscribe for them here as well. So moving on, let me just quickly see if we have any more questions left, because we've answered most of them here. Okay. Is the course job guaranteed? No. We don't provide job guarantee. I don't think anyone can. We do provide job as a services, which basically help you landing a job. We have IM Pro membership, which I've mentioned earlier. That is a 6 months pro membership, which definitely highlights your profile to the recruiters. So we help you out with basically landing your job through this IM Pro membership, and making sure that you have a resume well prepared, the portfolio is well prepared through this program. So that is the kind of services we provide. I don't think so anyone can provide a job guarantee anywhere.
And
So
if someone do provides you, then maybe he or she is fooling you. I don't know.
we agree. And now talking about the certificate, we are towards the end of the program. Thank you so much, folks. A lot of you have asked about the webinar certificate. For that, I'll be ending the session now, and you'll be getting a pop-up by Zoom for folks who have joined us live on Zoom. And for certificate, please do fill the post-webinar survey. In that, it will ask you what is your full name, which you would like to see on the webinar certificate. You can put down your full name, because we will need that data to put down that particular certificate for you and send it for you. Not here, on the post-webinar survey, when I end the session, you will get a pop-up by Zoom. Either you have joined us from mobile, laptop, desktop. For that, yeah, thank you so much, folks. We'll be ending the session now. And thank you so much, Dr. Purshottam. It's always a pleasure hosting you. And we have many more interesting webinars like this lined up, in the coming months, with you, which you can subscribe for through this link which I've shared, and basically save this link. You will see all the updates here in this particular link for upcoming webinars here in cloud and other categories as well. So, Dr. Purshottam, would you like to say something to the folks before we end the session?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Rasha, for inviting me and always inviting me for these programs. Okay. And I would like to tell the folks, see guys, it's great to be with you during this session. And hopefully we have imparted you some good things here. Okay. And believe me, like the programs with Simplylearn do give you a lot of in-depth exposure. There was one question also which talks about how depth. So we do follow the practical approach, and not just practical approach, but scenario-based project, scenario-based labs. We do end-to-end labs more often here. So that gives you a good feel of the things and makes you learn more. Yeah. So do think of joining the program with Simplylearn. That can help you out.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And from the interest we saw towards enrollment to the Cloud Architects Masters Program by Simplylearn, I think we'll be seeing a lot of you in the upcoming cohorts. So thank you so much. And also just to clear it once again, like you'll be getting a post-webinar pop-up now. When I end the session by Zoom, it will pop up immediately saying post-webinar survey. It will have 3 simple, easy, quick questions, one for feedback, one for basically what is the name you would like to see on the webinar certificate, and also the third one, which is very important. Would love to know what exactly you would want to see in these webinars, how we can make it better. If we have any feedback, if we did something right, please do point that out. If we can do something better, please do point it out as well. Webinar certificate is for attending this webinar. It is not for the program, just to be clear. I think people get confused about that as well. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you. We'll be ending the session now. See you in another session. You can check out the link which I've shared on the chat here. I'll just share it once again for you to go and check out other webinars as well. Thank you, folks. We'll be ending the session now. Thank you.
Thank you.